Hello, guys. Welcome back to this new live streaming on this channel. Look, this is something particular because usually I look. Let me check first if I'm connected. I mean, if I'm live right now. Let me see. Okay, yes, I'm live. Okay, I was saying this is something particular because usually I make a video about the reviews, the movie reviews I make or I watch. But in this case, I preferred to have a live streaming because this week is something terrible. I have so many things to do and I don't have the proper time to make a video, to cut it, to edit, to prepare it, and stuff like that. So I'm making this live streaming and you will be able to find it on the channel whenever you want. So even if you don't participate right now, it's not a problem because I will keep it on the channel. So it's just for me to be to help myself because when I make a live streaming, I don't have to prepare anything. It's just uploading and going on. Okay, anyway, I watched the Sailor Moon Eternal movie part 1. And first of all, if you don't want the spoilers about what I felt or what I watched in this movie, please don't watch this live streaming or this future video. But come back when you will be able to watch it. You can come back here. You can watch the video because it will become a video, and you will tell me your opinions and thoughts. I'm doing this video, of course, because I watched it last week. I went to the cinema. I live in Japan. I wanted to say it one more time because I wanted to skip all the questions like, oh, where did you watch it? Stuff like that. I watched it at the cinema. Look, I forgot to show you one thing. Wait a second. I just grab it and come back. Wait. Here I am. When I went to the cinema, look, the cinema stuff, you know that usually here in Japan they give you something. It happened with the Violet Evergarden, it happened with the Demon Slayer, and it happened even with Sailor Moon Eternal. In this case it's part 1 because part 2 will come out the 11th of February. But anyway, they gave me this card. Look, I'm going to show it to you. Okay, I hope you can see it. Yeah, I have 2 of them because one was for me, the other one was for my husband. We went together at the cinema. But anyway, now I'm going to open these, so you will be able to watch this card in the best way. And okay, let me open it because anyway, I have another one, so I can open this one together with you. And I will keep it closed, the other one, okay? Okay. Look, this is one side, and there is Usaki, I mean Sailor Moon, and on the other side there are all the other sailors. That means Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus. Of course, it's written as Super Sailor Moon, and we are going to talk about it really quick and really soon. The other card is the same. Look, I'm going to show you. Is the same, so there is no difference, not at all. They were all the same, and that's why I decided to open one of them together with you. Okay, they gave you this card once you entered the cinema. Of course, I don't think that in your cinema you will be able to have this card. But anyway, I was happy to show it to you. And now let's go on by talking about the movie. Look, I'm going to put back the card. and I'm going to treasure it. Let's see in part two what's going to happen. I mean, let's see what they will give me. Probably a part two regarding other sailors. Who knows? But let me go on firstly by saying. How did I feel about this movie? Um, I I liked it. I really liked it. I have to say another thing. I didn't follow the manga. As you all know, I am an anime only. So even in the past, I was watching the 1995 series of Sailor Moon Eternal. And I mean, it was not called the Sailor Moon Eternal, it was called the Sailor Moon S. Even in Italy, it was quite popular. So we know the entire story for sure. And by watching this movie, I know that they followed the manga precisely, and you will tell me in the comments later if what I'm saying is exactly what happened in the manga. But by watching the anime, even in 1995, I was surprised because many things were different. And as an anime only, it's something obvious. I mean, it was obvious to be surprised. Okay, but when I saw the movie, some things, some scenes, I remembered them, but some others I was like. "Mm." I remembered this in a different way. So I wrote down a sort of list of the things that were appearing in 1995 anime and they are not appearing in this movie, and vice versa. So then we are going to make a sort of a dialogue, let's say, in which we make this a contrast. But anyway, this movie starts with the solar eclipse, as you all know, and also because in 1995 it was almost the same, so there's not a big difference. But anyway, we see the dark moon circles a space ship flying in the sky and reaching the earth, and the main protagonists here are, of course, Usagi, but also Chibiusa-chan, because Chibiusa is going to have this special relationship, let's say, with the Pegasus, I mean, with Helios. And at the beginning, when there is this eclipse, we see that both Chibiusa, both Usagi, and even Mamo-chan, they are feeling a sort of a presence, a different presence that is reconnecting with Pegasus. First of all, in this first part of the video, I'm going to summarize really, really quick what happens, and then I'm going to tell you, of course, the main subjects involved in this movie, this first part of the movie. And I'm going then to compare what was in 1995 and what I could find in this movie. But anyway, we see these Chibiusa and Usagi's relationship going on more and more and more, and then we see that Chibiusa is starting becoming jealous somehow of Usagi. It's not negative jealousy, but it's just because she sees that other people are different from her. They are more appreciated, and she wants more attentions. She wants to be loved. She wants that someone cares about her, and that's why probably there is this figure of Pegasus involved in this part, in this season of Sailor Moon. But anyway, um, we see that there is this dark moon circles that has um, Zirconia, that is the main villain, we know, and the voice acting of Zirconia is Naomi Watanabe, that is the same woman who performed Sister Kurone in The Promised Neverland live action. But anyway, we see Zirconia, we see inside these circles, and since I mean from the beginning, and this is the first difference, but then we are going to analyze them better. We see these Amazon quartet appearing, and this Amazon quarter is transforming really soon, because this movie was just 80 minutes, because then there is the second part too. But anyway, this Amazon quarter is trying to transform later a tiger, a fish, and a hawk. That is the Amazon trio that we are going to see later in this part, I mean in this new movie. But in 1995 it was a little bit different. And before transforming these three animals into the Amazon trio, trio, or whatever, I noticed that that this Amazon quarter is asking this tiger to attack this part of Tokyo that we all know is Azabu. If you don't know, I'm going to say it right now. If you come to Tokyo, please go to Azabu. That is the main area that has the set. That is the setting of Sailor Moon. And when this tiger is trying to attack people, etc., etc., it also is also trying to attack Usagi and Chibiusa. In that specific moment, there is the first transformation that makes that let let's say Chibiusa and Usaki become Super Sailor Moon and Super Sailor Chibiusa. Let me say it honestly, you should go and watch it at the cinema, because in the moments of the transformations, they definitely, hello Edo Anki, they definitely raise the volume of the music, and together with the transformation itself, you stay like this. It's so emotional and so beautiful to watch and to hear. So I definitely recommend to go and watch it at the cinema for sure. This transformation was really beautiful, and it's the same as we saw in 1995. There is no difference in the movements and no difference in the transformation itself. It was really nostalgic, I have to say. I love Sailor Moon. It's something really dear to me, also because in Italy Sailor Moon was really, really popular, and I think also in your countries Sailor Moon is really popular. Tell me in the comments. But anyway, yeah, there was this first transformation, and I have to say it was really beautiful to watch, beautiful to hear, really nostalgic, so thumbs up. Then we see that this Amazon quartet is going to transform these three animals that are a tiger, a fish, and a hawk in people, and that's the appearance, the official appearance of the Amazon trio or trio. I don't remember trio. Yes, but anyway, and that was really nostalgic too. But in 1995, as I told you, it was a little bit different. Also because it was something different from the manga. So let me know if you read the manga, if what I'm saying is corresponding to the manga, because I don't know, I've never read it before. Then the movie goes on with the parallel stories. I mean, there is the story with the Chibiusa and the Pegasus, and then there is the story of Mamo-chan, that he feels sick, and all these relationship connecting Usagi, Chibiusa, and him. And then there is the part of the other sailors, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Mercury, and Sailor Venus, connected with this Amazon quartet, yes, and also Amazon trio, and everything is connected with the circus. what I found different from 1995, of course, but then we are going to analyze it better at the end of the video, at the end of the streaming here, is that we see that all sailors have a dream, and this dream can become a beautiful dream, or it can become a nightmare. That's the power of dreams, right? Um, Even in real life, we can have a good dream when we sleep, or when we plan to do something for the future, or we can sleep in the wrong way and have a nightmare, or this plan we plan for the future can turn into a nightmare. So let's say that the entire movie is going on talking about dreams, and I think this is really coherent because even in Italy, for example, the title was Sailor Moon e il mistero dei sogni. That means Sailor Moon and the mystery of dreams. So everything is connected with this main subject. And I think that for the entire movie, they were explaining this really nicely, and they gave importance to each sailor. I mean, there was first the story with Sailor Mercury, then Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, and Sailor Venus. But all of them, they had their own time to explain what was their dream, how they felt sad or happy, etc., etc. So there was not the movie was not giving more importance to one sailor than another one. No, everyone had the same importance, and I was really happy about this because usually, in even in other anime or in other contexts, you find that the main protagonist is always the main protagonist, and it has the main attention, and all the others are who cares. No, in this case, I have to say that all characters had their own moment. They had their own way to come out from this fake dream, and then I'm going to explain it to you, and be themselves. So I really appreciated that, definitely. Okay, so let me go on with the Sailor Chibiusa really quick. So I'm going to do step by step all the sailors, otherwise you don't understand. But yeah, Chibiusa, she really feels alone because let's remember this. Chibiusa is coming from another world, I mean, from the moon. And no matter how many friends she has right now, no matter how many good relationships she started, she really wants more attentions, and she really wants to be part of something. She wants to be something for someone. And at the beginning, she wants to get these attentions from Mamo-chan because actually in another parallel world, let's say, he is his father, her father, sorry, and Usagi is her mother. So she would like to have more attentions from Mamo-chan, but she also wants to be loved in a different way. And she is starting really envying Usagi-chan because she has lots of friends, because she's living in her perfect context, that is the earth rather than the moon, and also because she has a boyfriend. So Usagi, she has everything in her life, and everything is perfect. Then she's also so powerful because she's a Sailor Moon, and Chibiusa is looking at her as if she's envying her in a positive way. It's not a negative way. In fact, she is always praising her, and she's also saying, look, I would like to become like Usagi-chan. I would like to be like her and to have all she has. I think many times, even in real life, it happens. When we find someone that is happier, of course, we would like to be in their positions. But that's not a bad side of being envy. I think Chibiusa is not doing this for something wrong, but she is doing this just because she's a child and she really needs time to develop herself and to grow up. So I think it was quite normal to see this side of her. Um, and then, in fact, there is this moment, thanks to the dark moon circus, in which they alternate. I mean, they exchange themselves, Chibiusa and Usaki. In fact, Chibiusa is becoming Usagi, and Usagi is becoming Chibiusa. That moment was really funny. But even in that case, once she is turning as an adult and she's really beautiful, really tall, and Usagi is so short and so tiny, so child, let's say, Usaki understands that mm, she's not happy anyway. Because I think she realizes that it takes time. And even if it's painful because she would like to be something else, um, it's still painful. She didn't make her dream come true because it's too easy. If you're helped and if you decided to take the short path, of course you will reach what you want. But at the end of the day, you feel unsatisfied. You are not satisfied till the end. You prefer to reach these goals step by step, and it takes time. And as a child, it's really difficult to wait. You want everything immediately, but you really understand that Chibiusa is not satisfied, even if she transformed, even if she became an adult suddenly. So that was nice because it makes you think about it. The more you want one thing, the more maybe it will take time, and it's better to respect that time until it comes. But yeah, I really liked this. Then you see, of course, Mamo-chan that he feels sick, that he doesn't want, he rejects a little bit Usaki because he doesn't want to let her feel sad about his physical conditions. Um, but at the same time, Usaki thinks that Mamo-chan has a different problem, that means a problems with her personally. So she feels sad, but then Mamo-chan is trying, yes, to reject her a little bit. And it's a little bit sad to watch, but we all know how it ends. So it's okay. It's not something new, something we have never watched. Um, but let's say that even the Pegasus is male figure, because then we know that Helios is a transforming, and how they represented this beautiful unicorn, and this Pegasus itself. It was really nice. I really liked the colors. I really liked how he approached the Chibiusa. I really liked the fact that even if a Chibiusa feels alone, there is always a someone who can understand her and who can let her think that it's not how she thinks, and reality can be different. She's surrounded by love, and she just have to be patient and wait. She really wants to become an adult, etc., etc., but that's not the proper time. It will come, but in the meantime, enjoy what you have, appreciate what you have. And Pegasus was really essential because he was helping her many times, but at the same time, he wants to be helped because he is confined, he is in a cage. And Nehelenia, that's Nihilinia, I don't know how you say it in English, but in Italy we said Nehelenia. She is this dark woman, dark presence we have here, except for Zirconia, of course. But she is she's putting Pegasus in a trap because she wants this golden crystal power, and Pegasus is essential because he was the helper, let's say, of Endymion, and she wants to catch him in order to get the attentions from Sailor Moon and all the others, and that's why Pegasus is asking the help from Endymion and from, of course, Serenity, that is Usagi and Mamo-chan. And in fact, there is a beautiful scene when Pegasus is explaining all the story to them, and I really like Pegasus. I think they represented him really nicely, especially when he's turning. I mean, he's transforming into a male figure, and when Usaki, she's still an adult, and she's looking at him, and Pegasus is saying, "You're really beautiful right now." I liked that moment because Chibiusa is really beautiful in the adult version, let's say. But the fact that he transformed, and anyway, Chibiusa was sad. Chibiusa wanted attentions, etc., etc., and then Pegasus is becoming this boy that is so handsome, so beautiful, coming from the moon, because you will see his pale face, his pale outfit, everything is white. So this uh, male figure that is so pure, so uh, he seemed like an angel, even if he's just coming from the moon, but it's so beautiful. I really liked that. And at that moment when Chibiusa was so sad, he kissed her. That was so beautiful. In fact, the Chibiusa was like, "Oh, oh, I think I'm falling in love with him." But of course, come on, he is so beautiful. I like Pegasus too. I mean, I like Helios. Um, he, even if he was in a danger moment, a dangerous moment, even if he was in danger, he still had the time to comfort and to support Chibiusa. So it was really nice because we always expect someone like this in our life. I mean, we expect that our partner or the person next to us tries to understand as best as he or she can in order to support us, no matter what. So Chibiusa was really lucky. She doesn't understand right now that she's surrounded by lots of people she loves, and they are also loving her. And now that she also has Helios, I think she's so lucky, don't you think? But anyway, yeah, I like the I liked that moment when they are kissing, and yeah, that was so beautiful. That moment, that was really nice. Then, now I'm going to focus on the four sailors, and then I'm going to make the second part of the review. As I told you, the Amazon trio, trio, whatever, you understood me anyway. That means fish eye, tiger eye, and Hawkeye. These are three animals. They were turned into humans. They are connecting somehow with three sailors, and the fourth, that is Sailor Venus, has another enemy. The the first one is a Sailor Mercury that is connected with the fish eye, and fish eye is trying to convince her of something bad. I mean, here, Sailor Mercury, Ami-chan, she has a difficult situation in her family. And she, in fact, her parents are far, I mean, her father is far from her, and her mother, she's a doctor, and she's so busy, so she can't take care of her. And um, in this moment, you understand that the dream, now we come back to the dream subject, the dream of Ami-chan is to have one family, to have a father, to have a mother all together, and to stay together. That's her dream, and it's a positive dream, and this dream is used by the fisheye to corrupt her, to use her energy, and to make her become something negative, something as if it's a nightmare. In fact, the fish eye power used on Sailor Mercury is that on Ami-chan is that one day Ami-chan is opening the door and she's finding her mother flirting with another man that is not her father. And this is so terrible for her because she's transforming this dream she has into a nightmare thanks to the fish eye. So in this case, it's so painful. But then she's she realizes that fish eye is trying to corrupt her. And how did she corrupt Ami-chan? Is because one day she went to a fish store, I mean an aquarium store, and she saw really beautiful fish, and she decided to buy this tiny aquarium that she's putting in the living room. And why did she buy this aquarium? Is because she found a fish that is similar to the fish her father drew for her. So this is a connection, and that's why Fisheye played with her dream by doing this. Anyway, then fortunately, Ami-chan is realizing that there is something wrong. And in the meantime, she is hearing in her mind, let's say, the suggestions of Sailor Pluto that Sailor Pluto gave her in the previous season somehow. And thanks to that, she can transform in a new Sailor Mercury. And even that transformation was powerful. I really love that. And I really like the match between the music and the motions. The transformations at the cinema, as I told you, wow, they are the best. So I really like that. Um, and once she can transform into Sailor Mercury, she can defeat the enemy. And Fisheye, boom, finished. I mean, it's vanishing. Problem solved. That's fast because considering the 1995 series, of course, it was longer, so we had another perception of things when we were children. And here in this movie, everything is so fast from what we remember. And I think it's normal because even the manga was shorter. And it was not including lots and lots and lots of episodes, right? Then there is the Sailor Mars story. They all go to this dark moon circus because they have this opening of the circus, and all of them want to go there and enjoy and stuff like that. But then let's go on with the Sailor Mars dream. I mean, she wants to go on handling the temple because her father, her grandpa is feeling sick and he needs help. So she really wants to be helpful, and she really wants um, to go on by helping her grandpa. But at the same time, she would like to have a boyfriend. She would like to have somebody who loves her, and she would like to be happier than how she is right now. I think it's normal, that too, because they are all teenagers, so we can't expect that they don't think about falling in love. Okay, they go inside it is a circus. They are having fun, but um, it's more than a circus. It's like a theme park, let's say. And one of these attractions is the Mirror House. Sailor Mars is entering. I mean, not Sailor Mars, but let's say Sailor Mars. Yeah, she's entering, and she's seeing all Sailor Mars surrounding her because it's a mirror house. And immediately, let's say, she is finding her own consciousness talking to her and saying, "Oh, look, you would like to have a boyfriend, right? You're not satisfied till now. You're not happy, etc., etc., etc." Trying to convince her that she's not in a good place. She's not happy, and this is how Tiger Eye is trying to confuse her, to let her think in a negative way, as if she and her life, let's say, it's not at the top as she wanted. So also in that case, Tiger Eye is trying to attack her, and she, unfortunately, she falls, and she's in a bad position because she can't contact all the others because this mirror house is disappearing as soon as she's entering because it was something not existing in real life. It was just a projector or something as an hologram that is disappearing once she's entering inside. So she can't be helped by outside, but from the outside and from her friends. But anyway, she unconsciously speaking, so subconsciously speaking, sorry, she is remembering the words of a sailor Neptune and her suggestions and stuff like that. And then she, of course, will transform in Sailor Mars, the new transformation that is so beautiful, even in that case, wow, wow, wow. And then she can defeat a Tiger's Eye so easily, that too. In the case of Sailor Jupiter, she's alone because Sailor Jupiter doesn't have Makoto-chan. She doesn't have parents because they died really, really early, and she lives alone. She really wants a boyfriend, and she wants to marry. She wants to have a person next to her for the rest of her life because she was always alone from that point of view. And in this case, she was with the sailor Chibisa in this moment, and they are entering into this herb shop or something like that. And there is a Hawkeye transformed into the into the shop assistant, and in a woman shop assistant, and he's showing this a shop with a beautiful herbs, so beautiful lucky charms, stuff like that. I mean, the Oxeye is giving her two lucky charms, so one for Chibiusa and one for Jupiter. And one lucky charm, Chibiusa is giving it to Mamo-chan, and then he's going to feel so sick, and then there is the appearance of a Pegasus that I already told you. So it's just parallel stories going on together. So that's why I preferred to tell you sailor after sailor, otherwise we confuse. And, and the lucky charm Sailor Jupiter has, she is keeping it at home, and of course, suddenly there is this moment in which she comes back to the herbs shop, and she understands that there is something wrong with the Hawk's Eye, and it is a shopping assistant, a shop assistant. But anyway, in her case, she is remembering somehow the words Sailor Uranus told her in previously, even if we didn't see this moment, I guess, or yeah, we saw it, but in a different way. And then, of course, she's transforming in Sailor Jupiter. Wow! Even in that case, look, guys, all the I want to remark this: all the transformations. Go and watch it at the cinema, or if you have at home some speakers connected with the television, use them so you will feel it definitely in a different way. Absolutely. Um, then there is a Sailor Venus. I mean, a Minako. Um, Mina, she's called Mina as an abbreviation. She is not satisfied because she saw that all the sailors can transform, but she can't. And her dream, in this case, is to be more powerful and to be able to transform, or she wanted to transform before others because she's considered the leader of the sailors, so she feels disappointed, and so she thinks maybe I'm not fitted to be a sailor, and maybe I have to do something else. I have to change what I am till now because it's not good what I'm doing. That's why she's participating. She's joining model contest. contest because they are searching for a model, etc., etc. In this case, all of the trio is ended, so we need a new enemy. And in fact, the Amazon Quartet is creating these twins enemies that are going to join this final stage, this final transformation of Sailor Venus. Otherwise, it was impossible because the trio was made up of three people, of course. And that's why I told you I was happy because they gave even Sailor Venus her place. Otherwise, it was impossible to go on with the movie. Okay. Um, but then yes, she's joining this contest, and but then something starts feeling in the bad way because everything these two twins are appearing and they are trying to manipulate people using their energies and become bad, and people are starting fighting, etc., etc. And Minako, she's there in the middle of everything, so she tries to avoid people, but she is trying to stop people from arguing, but she can't do it. And at the end, she is almost falling from the top because we are in a sort of a swimming pool, and she's in that specific place where all the divers are starting to go inside the pool. Do you understand what I mean? And she's on the top, etc., etc., and she's about to fall when Artemis is becoming human. Guys, look, I have this doubt. Did I watch it in 1995? I don't remember. But anyway, when I saw it, it was so beautiful. Even Artemis is kakoi. He's in the human version. Artemis is really hot, let me say it. But anyway, I really liked it. Yeah, he is helping, of course, Sailor Venus, Minako, and thanks to Artemis' help, she can transform in Sailor Venus by remembering that the important thing is that she has friends and she's loved and she will become powerful somehow. It doesn't matter how much it takes. She can't avoid those friends she really loves. So it was really nice to see her transformation too, and how she can defeat these twins enemies in front of her. That was really nice. Okay, the movie ends with Zirconia that is seeing that these sailors regained the powers they didn't have at the beginning of the movie, and she's starting attacking. She's starting with her project to attack the Earth. They always say the Earth, but at the end of the day, it's always Tokyo. But okay, the movie finishes over there. So there is nothing else. Right now, in this movie, we just saw that all sailors regained their power with this new transformation, and everything is related to this subject of dreams. That's it. After the outro, we see, and look, in that moment, I was so happy because she's my favorite. After the outro, we saw Sailor Saturn, Hotaru, that is saying, I think it's time to use that power again. She, of course, you know that she was born once again, and she was so tiny, etc., etc. But the fact that she's saying now it's time that I use that power again, or something like that, I was like, okay, can't wait. And then they showed us once again the final trailer we saw already, dedicated to the second part of the movie that is coming the 11th of February. Okay, this was a summary of what was the movie and how it was structured. But anyway, look, once again, what I liked, definitely how they transformed the music involved. It was really, really beautiful. And even the subjects involved here, they were really beautiful, because you needed to understand that even if it's a Sailor Moon movie, there is always something deep. in all stories, even in the most stupid ones or in the most ridiculous ones, there is always a subject involved and there is always something deep. Here, one of the subjects can be to be envy, to be envious, the envy you feel for other people that is about to corrupt your soul, corrupt your heart. And this is really wrong. Everybody can be envious of something, but we shouldn't be. And that's the message of this movie. We shouldn't be envious of other people and we should appreciate what we have. That's the most important thing. Once we reach that goal, we can become happy, definitely. Another thing is to reach your own goals, because all of the sailors, all of these girls who turn into sailors, they all have dreams. They all have goals and they all wanted to reach a point, a final goal. And this is really good because in life, you should have goals. You should have dreams and not be ashamed of that. Of those, sorry, because no matter how many dreams you have, you should keep going on dreaming. That's really nice, especially in their cases. Come on, they are teenagers, so it's something I wanted to say atarimai, but it's something obvious to have dreams and to keep dreaming about love, keep dreaming about a future with a probable husband or a probable boyfriend. Everything is something normal, but I really liked that love, yes, was one of the most subjects, but not the only one. Because look, even Ami-chan, she felt insecure. She felt not enough for her mother. She wanted a family. I mean, there are many different reasons, many different themes, many different dreams, and it was good that everything was handled in the same way because they are all dreams, no matter if they are good or they can turn bad, as I told you. Another theme is the corruption of the feelings. As we all know, Sailor Moon is always talking about it. I mean, you see good girls that sometimes they can be corrupted, or they can be brainwashed, or they can be confused by the enemy. But the important thing is that there is always a positive ending. I mean, even no matter how much you try to trick me, then love is going to come back to me and showing me that love is enough, and that I can't be tricked so easily because I am surrounded by love, and the power of love can defeat everything: hate, oppositions, tricks, and whatever. So that was really nice just to see it here too, because that's one of the most themes involved in Sailor Moon. So that was good. Another theme is to protect your friends no matter what, because even if you have these dreams and even if you're tricked, as I told you, even for Sailor Venus or Sailor Jupiter, they remember that they have friends. Even Chibisa too, they have friends, they are surrounded by love, and they can't go against this love because they are born to love and to be loved. So those tricks are nothing if you think about that. Then, of course, the theme of dreams. As I said at the beginning of this live streaming and let's say future video, love, but also dreams are the perfect connectors. Dreams can be good dreams, or these dreams can turn into nightmares. We saw it with Ami-chan. She really wanted a united family, and she wanted to have a perfect family, and this is a good dream to have. But then this was used by the fisheye to turn it into a nightmare when she saw her mother flirting with another man. Okay, so this good dream can turn into a nightmare, and the good thing is that you can go out from this nightmare. There is always a solution to go out from the nightmare. Um, so, for example, even in the case of Sailor Jupiter, she was alone, always alone, but then she was lucky to find friends. So a nightmare can turn into a dream, a positive dream. Or in the case of a Chibiusa, Chibiusa wants to be like Usaki-chan. She wants to become an adult so fast, etc., etc., etc. And this is okay. Somehow it can be a good dream, okay. But then she's transformed, for example, in an adult, and she feels not satisfied yet. So as you can see, this good dream can turn into a sort of a nightmare. But then she, thanks to Pegasus, she remembers what's important in life. And yeah, even the kiss was essential, I guess. And then another subject here is to when people who don't love you, they try to touch your weak points in order to gain your energy or your feelings or your bad feelings or your good feelings and turn them into bad feelings. So this use of weak points and this use of how can I say, weaknesses in order to shine. This is common even in real life. How many people are trying to defeat us or to make us feel inferior just with words, of course. This is an anime, of course, and this is not real life. But how many people are using our weak points to make us feeling inferior? And this is really common. So I really like when in anime they put even things you can find in real life, because this is the way we can appreciate the story, the anime story too. I really liked it. Yeah. Let me tell you honestly, I didn't see Zirconia so much. I mean, in 1995, Zirconia was always there in each episode, saying one sentence or showing us that she was the main, one of the main villains, okay? But here in this movie, we see more the Amazon Quartet, or Fisheye, Tagerai, Okai, and Zirconia sometimes is put it aside. Poor Zirconia. I mean, I thought that Zirconia was more present here. Yeah, definitely. And maybe in this movie, everything can become, sorry to say, obvious, because once you see that they talk about Chibiusa, then they go on by talking with about Sailor Mercury, then Sailor Mars, etc., etc. You understand how the movie goes on. So there is not something unexpected coming. Everything can be obvious for this reason. And some people can appreciate this, and some other people who are really fan of Sailor Moon can appreciate it, and some other people can say, oh, come on, okay, I know that now we finished with the Sailor Mars and we go on with the Sailor Jupiter. Okay? Everything was so schematic. I mean, it was so static. So some people appreciate it, like in my case, because it was better to give the same attention to all sailors instead of avoiding one of them, or instead of giving 50% to one and 25% to others and stuff like that. I preferred like this. But this movie was just an anticipation of what's happening in February, I mean, with the part 2. So I definitely think that it was just an anticipation only. It was not the main story coming. In fact, in the second part, we find Sailor Pluto, Sailor Uranus, Sailor Neptune, Saturn, and all together they are trying to defeat the enemy. And that's why I think it was better like this. I mean, it was better to anticipate how the sailors can regain their powers thanks to love and thanks to positive feelings and not by being tricked. This is good. Okay, in the final part of this live streaming video, whatever, I wanted to say, as I told you, all the differences between 1995 series and this movie for those who are anime only. Only, I mean, for those who are like me and they are not reading the manga, and probably they will feel surprised because some scenes I was like, look, I don't remember this scene, or was that scene specifically, or I don't remember. Okay, somebody can get confused. For example, and I have the list in front of me. One thing is that Tiger Eye, Fish Eye, and Oak Eye, they were in 1995. I'm talking. They were transformed by Zirconia. Here in this movie, we see that they are transformed by the Amazon Quartet. So it's something different. As I told you, Zirconia didn't have this sort of a power here as in 1995. And that's why I felt a little bit sad, because I think in 1995, the main villain before, I mean, except for the quartet or the trio, was Zirconia and then Helenia, that is this other woman figure, dark figure, that is trying to put Pegasus in this trap. So here, I thought was Zirconia transforming the trio. No, it was the quartet, the Amazon Quartet. Then in 1995, Tiger Eye makes Makoto falling in love, but in this movie, he's trying to make Rei falling in love with him. I mean, in 1995, Tiger's Eye is approaching Sailor Jupiter, that means Makoto. In this movie, he is trying to approach, as I told you, Sailor Mars. So this is a little bit different. Then, in 1995, Fish Eye is trying to flirt, is trying to approach Mamo-chan. But here, in this movie, she is trying to approach, she is trying to come next to Ami-chan, that is Sailor Mercury. So even in this case, see, the structure of the movie is changing a little bit, because the enemies are approaching in a different way between 1995 and 2020, I mean 2021 in this case, movie, because this movie was supposed to come out last year. That's why I said 2020. Another thing, the Amazon Quartet in 1995, the Amazon Quartet arrives after the trio. I mean, after Fish Eye, Tiger Eye, Hawk's Eye. But here in this movie, you see that the quartet appears first. The quartet is transforming them from three animals to human figures, and then the quartet is still over there even after they are defeated. So it's a little bit different, see? In 1995, it was first one enemy, then you defeat this enemy, and then the other enemy is coming out, okay? No, here is different. And if you watch the 1995 series, you understand this too. Okay, and then there is another thing, that after, in 1995, after these Fish Eye, Tiger Eye, Hawk's Eye, okay, they are defeated, they are transformed into human beings. I mean, into other human beings who will have dreams in the future. So it's a positive ending in 1995. Here in this movie, once they are defeated, they disappear, and that's it. They don't come back anymore. So this is another huge difference, in my opinion. Then, in 1995, Nehelenia or Nihilinia, sorry, I don't know the pronunciation in English, forgive me for this, but this woman who is trying to put the Pegasus in this trap and stay over there and trying to get all his energy, she is appearing after Zirconia and not before. But here, I mean, she's appearing a little bit later. But in this movie, she is appearing immediately. I mean, you see it in one of the first scenes. You will see her. So even um, these reverse version of the same story is a little bit different. Okay. Then another thing. These new transformations of Super Sailor Jupiter, Super Sailor Mars, Super Sailor Moon, Super blah 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 blah, or the others. In 1995, it appears after after the Amazon trio. I mean, after Fish Eye, Tiger Eye, and Oak's Eye. After they are defeated. In that moment, sooner after, they are transforming as a super sailor, blah, blah, blah. Here, thanks to them, they are transformed into Super Sailor Jupiter, Super Sailor Venus, Super Sailor wherever. Okay, so even here, there is a little difference. And another thing that is different between 1995 and 2021 is that the mirror thing, the fact that they are facing, okay, their own selves, it was used for all sailors. This mirror concept, the mirror, to have the mirror in front of you, that means that you can talk with your own consciousness, okay, in order to find yourself once again and transform. It was used for all sailors, but here in this movie it was used for, let's say, Ami-chan, for Sailor Mercury, and for Sailor Mars, I mean with Reiko. This is all I have to say regarding the differences. Okay, I think I finished everything I had to say. I just wanted to tell you sorry if you heard this at home. It's part of the problem I have on the computer. But anyway, hope you enjoyed what I said. I definitely recommend you to go and watch this movie anyway, because you will really feel nostalgic. So if you really like Sailor Moon, you definitely should go and watch it. I know that many people feel nostalgic because they prefer 1995 because their heart is over there. And I can really understand that, because when I was 4 or 5 years old, I was watching Sailor Moon already. So I can understand what you mean. But give it a chance. I mean, I suggest you to go and watch this movie. My vote is 8 because I'm waiting February. I mean, I'm waiting what's happening in February and how this battle will be, and also because also the other sailors are joining, so can't wait. Go and watch it. You will be satisfied anyway. So I definitely recommended this to you. Okay, I had a question. Hi. In which point of the plot did they end the first movie? I said it already at the end of this video. Claire, hello. I still needed to watch the original series. Look, at the original series, you mean in 1995? Yeah, but if we have to be honest, the original series is this one because it follows, as people told me, the manga. So, but anyway, if you want to watch that first, I mean, 1995, you should, so you can compare as much as I did once you will watch the 2020. 2021st. Okay, guys, I think for this review, that is it. Hope you enjoyed. Of course, if you have other questions, feel free to write them under the description below. I will answer to all of your questions. Where do you watch the movie? I already said it. Sorry, at the beginning of the live streaming, you know the answer. Okay. Anyway, hope you enjoyed and see you next time. Of course, not with a live streaming, but with a review video. This week I was too busy, sorry, and that's why I made this live streaming. But anyway, see you next time with the review video of the final movie of Evangelion. So for all the people who love Evangelion, please join me and stay tuned and keep on watching me. Thank you so much for the support. Bye, guys. See you in the next video or in the next live streaming. It depends. Bye bye. See you. Bye.